Spirit's book, Emancipation of the Soul, Part 5, Somnambulism. We're delighted to have you here at UR Spirituality, our YouTube channel devoted to offering insightful content on spirituality. This is video 35 of the series dedicated to exploring and understanding the Spirit's book, a must-read for anyone interested in spirituality and spiritual growth. In our previous videos, we have been discussing the Spirit's book chapter, Emancipation of the Soul, which explains the concept of the soul's liberation from the physical body during certain states such as sleep, trance, and somnambulism. This chapter discusses how the spirit can temporarily detach itself from the body, leading to experiences like dreams, spirit communication, and second sight. Today, we will cover questions 425 to 438 from the Spirit's book, which talk about somnambulism. They delve into the phenomenon of somnambulism, a state in which a person's spirit becomes partially detached from their physical body. They aim to explain that somnambulists are not simply sleepwalkers, but individuals whose spirits are more free to interact with the spiritual realm. This section highlights that somnambulists can have enhanced spiritual perceptions, including clairvoyance and communication with other spirits. So, let's get started. In somnambulism, the spirit is entirely freed from the action of matter. The body's organs go into a sort of inactive state, so somnambulists can't sense things from the outside world. Somnambulism usually happens when a person is asleep. It occurs because the person's spirit, while asleep, wants to do something that involves using their body. This can include things like making physical things happen or even using their body to write messages. Somnambulists generally do not remember their actions because of the body's and memory's difficulty to register, process and retain activities that happen to the spirit out of the body. Sometimes, these sensations also mix with vague memories of the person's current life and past lives obtained in the spiritual realm, and also with earthly concerns and preoccupations present in the person's mind. A similar situation also happens during dreams and other altered states of consciousness. And that's why many of the dreams we remember don't make much sense. Mesmeric somnambulism is a state where a person enters a trance-like condition through the influence of a mesmerizer or hypnotist. In this state, the person's consciousness becomes altered, and they can exhibit heightened sensitivity and responsiveness to suggestions. Mesmeric somnambulism is often associated with increased clairvoyance, where the person might display abilities like seeing distant things or perceiving events beyond their normal sensory capabilities. Mesmeric somnambulism and natural somnambulism are essentially the same thing. The only difference is that mesmeric somnambulism is induced artificially, while natural somnambulism occurs spontaneously. In both cases, the person experiences a state of heightened consciousness and activity of the spirit, which is distinct from regular sleep or dreaming. In a somnambulistic state, a person can see through opaque bodies because for spirits, matter is not an obstacle. Spirits can pass freely through it. When a somnambulist says they see through their forehead or knee, it's because they believe they need those organs to see, but in reality, they can see without any physical organs. They have the ability to see independently of their body. So, for them, matter doesn't block their vision like it does for our physical eyes. The clairvoyance of a somnambulist comes from their soul or spirit. However, they don't see and comprehend everything because some less advanced spirits are still influenced by human errors and prejudices. Also, when these less advanced spirits are somewhat attached to the material world, they can't use all their spiritual abilities. God has given clairvoyance to humans for serious and useful purposes, not to reveal things that are not allowed for them to know. That's why somnambulists don't have knowledge of everything. The somnambulist's innate ideas come from the knowledge he possesses as a spirit, and this is why he can speak of things of which he is ignorant in his waking state, and which are even above his intellectual capacity. In his waking state, his physical body is not advanced enough to remember everything he knows. He is a spirit living multiple lives, and each time he reincarnates, he forgets some of his past knowledge. When he goes into the somnambulic state, he awakens from the limitations of his physical body, and his previous knowledge comes to the surface. However, he may not remember everything completely. After the somnambulistic situation is over, his memories fade, and he returns to his usual state of corporeal life. Somnambulists also receive communications from other spirits. These spirits guide them and provide information that the somnambulists may not have on their own. In medical consultations, for instance, the spirit of the somnambulist may see the illness affecting another person, and is instructed by a benevolent spirit on the appropriate remedy. As mentioned before, clairvoyant somnambulists, however, do not have access to all types of information, so we must be very cautious when asking them about information they do not possess. If we continue to seek information that somnambulists are unwilling to share, frivolous and dishonest spirits might intervene. These frivolous spirits could offer, through the somnambulist, misleading and mischievous insights that lack truth or accuracy, as they are not concerned with being truthful. The level of somnambulic clairvoyance depends on both the physical body and the nature of the spirit residing in it. Certain physical qualities do make it easier for the spirit to detach from matter during sleep. The faculties possessed by the somnambulist are similar to those of a spirit after death, but there are limitations. The influence of the physical body, to which the spirit is still connected, can restrict the full expression of these faculties. Somnambulists can see other spirits based on the nature and extent of their abilities. Many of them see spirits clearly, but they may not immediately recognize them as spirits and mistake them for physical beings. This confusion also happens to those who are dying. They may not realize the transition to the spirit world and perceive the spirits around them as having human bodies. When a somnambulist sees distant objects, it is their soul that sees, not their physical body. When a somnambulist travels to a distant place with their soul, they can still feel sensations in their body because their soul hasn't completely left their body. There is a connection between the soul and the body that acts as a conductor of sensation. It's similar to how two people in different cities can communicate with each other through electricity as a link between their thoughts. After death, the state of the somnambulist is influenced by how they used their faculty. Just like with all the faculties given by God, whether used for good or bad, it has a significant impact on the spirit after death. Conclusion. Significant insights emerge from the Spirit's Book section on somnambulism regarding the connection between the spirit and the body during states of heightened spiritual perception. Somnambulism, occurring naturally during sleep or induced through mesmerism, offers a window into the spirit's independence from the physical body. While enabling clairvoyant abilities and second sight, somnambulism requires cautious approach, as deceptive spirits might interfere. The accuracy of insights depends on the spiritual advancement of the individual, highlighting the need for discernment. Overall, somnambulism underscores the intricate relationship between the spirit, the body, and the broader spiritual realm, preparing individuals for the afterlife by granting a glimpse of their potential beyond the physical constraints. And this concludes our overview of the Somnambulism section of the Spirit's Book. Thank you for joining us. We hope this overview sparked your interest and encouraged you to explore more about spirituality. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and hit the notification bell for updates on our future videos where we will continue to explore this chapter and focus on trance. See you again soon.